guys, I'm Aussie and welcome to episode 62 of our Hearts of Midlothian save, our bid to take the club to the top of Scottish football, and today we get the new season underway. We're going to play Hamilton at home, Motherwell away in the Betfred Cup second round. We'll have a good look at all the squad through this episode, I think, just to see exactly what we're working with, ahead of course, our Champions League qualifying tie against either Dynamo Kiev or Rapid Vienna, which will be, of course, for the next episode. Now, you can see here, our pre-season's gone. We've looked to challenge ourselves a little bit. Now, I have to confess, I didn't actually play the friendlies. I just sort of let the assistant take charge, and I just picked the squad to make sure we were getting everybody match fit. So I can't take too much responsibility for the initial results, or maybe the wins, but I'll put the losses on the assistant. We played Blackpool, who you can see. Jack Lancaster got a nice early goal, which is good to see from him, but unfortunately a late defeat there. Atletico Bilbao away to a big French team, a big Spanish team. There's no shame in this. All the goals came early. Turnbull got the goal for us, but that was that. Slough away from home. You'd expect us to win this game. You'd hope we'd win this game, and we did just that. Andy Irving, Innes Cameron, Robbie Taylor, one of our youngsters, of course, and Ewan Henderson with the goals in this one. Away to Borussia Dortmund, I tell you what, losing to them 2-1 is not the worst result. It was Paco Alcacer and Sergio Gomez, for all you Everton fans out there. They got the goals. Nicolas Bukali, now, if you remember this guy, we signed him on a free transfer in January, just hoping he might come off. I tell you what, he's looking like, getting in our training facilities. He's done really well in the under-23s. You can see he's had a decent pre-season down here. We just might have found ourselves a nice little squad player here, I think. So that's excellent stuff. Eastleigh away from home. Again, you'd hope we'd win this, and we did. Anthony McDonald, Colin McNeil, Sean Clare, Andre Dozel, and Inaki Dominguez with the goals in that one. We went away to Olympique Marseille, and again, we lost 3-2, and that's not a bad result. It was Sean Clare actually took the lead. We were 2-1 up again with Colin McNeil. We just weren't quite good enough to hang on, but again, there's no shame in losing away from home to a big, if not, well, it's not the biggest, Paris is the biggest, but one of the biggest French clubs. I think that's a pretty good result, to be honest. Then we played Le Havre at home, a smaller French team, and we won this one. Hartford and Clare with the goals. An own goal by Darnell Johnson put us behind about halfway through the first half. But I think, let me know what you think in the comments. All in all, I think that was a decent enough effort in pre-season. Now, if we have a quick look at the transfers here, we see here transfer history. Just a quick recap. Herring was the only major out, maybe a backup keeper. Connor Hazard out on loan. But the big ins, of course, Lindsay McClain isn't the big in, but it's one for the future. He hasn't really played too much of a part in pre-season. Adam Maurice, who is officially our number 2 now with Connor Hazard departing. A good goalkeeper for the future there. Jack Lancaster, this is the big one for the season, or for the pre-season. 4.5 million we spent on him, and we're paying him over 10 grand a week. So we've definitely gone big there. Hopefully, he'll develop into a good player for us. Joe, the name I still haven't learnt to pronounce yet, is a really, really good centre-back. We signed him from Manchester City on a free transfer. He will do us a good job, I'm sure. And Andre Dozel, love the name, love the player, I hope, because look at that passing and vision is just absolutely ridiculously good. So that's who we've signed. Is there anything else we want? You know what we need to do? We need to have a look at our season expectations, don't we? So qualify for the Champions League. That is first or second now in the league, and we've done that the last few years, so I'd like to think we can do that again. Champions League, reach the playoffs, so we want to get through this one round and then obviously to the next one, but that's as far as the board expects us to go. I'd like to think we could maybe do the last little step and get to the group stage if we get that far. Reach the Scottish Cup final, of course, we won that last season, which was excellent. Reach the final of the Betfred Cup. If it happens, it happens. I'm not too concerned about it. And if we look at the season preview for the Scottish Premiership, you can see we are still second favourites behind the 2 Glasgow teams, just ahead of Aberdeen. I think that's a little bit harsh on us, to be honest. Team of the year, the Media Dream Team 11, also known as Celtic. But if we're looking at some of the key players, Harry Cocker and Darnell Johnson are both there for us. And I think I saw one more down the bottom here. Did I know? I was dreaming. So we've got 2 in there, though. And I tell you what, Darnell Johnson, he's good, isn't he? He's just has the right stats for the position we want him to play. Which is excellent. And of course, we've seen Harry Cocker, and he is just developing into a wonderful, wonderful midfield player. So I think that's everything we needed to catch you up on for pre-season. Let's get this show on the road here. If we go back to the game preview screen here, you can see we are the favourites for this game. Hamilton have played, that would be the Betfred Cup, the group stage. We haven't played a competitive game as of yet. We know what to expect from Hamilton, don't we? It's still Brian Rice, he's the new manager for the new season as well. Attacking, standard playing style. We're expecting them to come out in this narrow 4-3-3 they tend to play. We can see now this is against Aston United, who I think are a lower league, I want to say English club, but it could be Scottish. So we can't really take too much out of all of this. But let's have a look at the team that we're sending in. And like I say, we will look to rotate for the second game here. We're going to go with Teddy Smith in goal for this one. It's Mitchell, the name I can't say, Latabier, Coping and Johnson. I think this may be our first choice back four for the season. It's ridiculously harsh on Porty O'Connor, but there's going to be games for him to play as well. Cochrane and Turnbull go in midfield. It's Jones, Hartford and the new boy Lancaster on the left. We're going to go with Innes Cameron up top because at the end of last year we promised him more first team football. So I want to keep him happy because potentially he's a really, really good player. So yeah, we need to keep him happy. And they have changed their formation for the new season. Excellent. Excellent stuff. Okay, so we don't really know exactly how they're going to play in this sense, but this should be fine. You can see we've got the two debutants here for this one. What do we want to say to this? Do it for the fans. Yeah, all right, let's go out there with the favourites. Give the fans a performance. Now, what I want to say to our two debutants is calm, there's no pressure. I always forget to do this. I always feel like the debutants play a little bit better if you just tell them there's no pressure on them. Everybody else, we have faith in them, and let's get out there. Now, while we're waiting for the game to begin, I just want to, first of all, thank you for all your just really, really kind comments about Jack. For those of you who didn't know, Monday afternoon, one of my cats passed away. I don't want to talk about it too much because I'm going to start crying again, and this is supposed to be fun. It's not about that. But yeah, apologies that there hasn't been many episodes this week. Thank you so much. All the comments, it really does mean a lot. You hear people say that, but it really does help sort of seeing, that other people kind of sympathize and are sort of with you, I guess, in spirit. So thank you for that. I said apologies, but it hasn't been a good week. Here we go with Lewis Hartford though. Can we get a nice early goal here? Dimitri Mitchell gets a cross in. It's there. Hartford just over the bar. Yeah, so we'll be back sort of normal schedule from here. I'm hoping. There's no point sort of sitting around and not sort of getting back into my schedule. So from here on out, we should be back full swing. But yeah, apologies, as I said, this week hasn't been a great week. Let's see what we can do here, though. Turnbull for Hartford. Now, you know what I've realised is we were exploiting the flanks because we're expecting them to play the narrow formation, and I think the way that they're lining up, we maybe will take that off. Here we go, Lancaster, early cross in, it's there for Jones, and it's just past the post. Another good chance, and you just wonder if that was one we should have taken. We've had two decent chances now with Hartford and with Jones. We haven't taken any of them. Lots of shots, but none on target here, which isn't ideal. We've got a highlight here. Darnell Johnson for Cochrane. It's a good crossfield ball there for Dimitri Mitchell. Player of the year last year, of course. He's been caught in possession there, though, and this is looking a little bit like trouble now. Gordon, we've kind of held him up there okay, but of course the nature of a highlight is that something is going to happen. Ball over the top. Johnson's there. Oh, Jesus. Darnell Johnson. Teddy Smith on his toes, and just about keeps it out, and that ends the highlight. So that basically, the point of that highlight was to give the manager a heart attack. Thank you, game. Yeah, we've dominated essentially, but we haven't quite been good enough, have we? Look at this, cracking opening weekend to the Scottish League, unbelievable. All right, we're gonna have to be aggressive here. That wasn't good enough. We should be a lot better than that. We've done okay in pre-season, as you've seen. We've scored goals against much better teams than Hamilton Academicals. So let's get back out there. We start thinking about changes that we can make. Yeah, let me think here. I mean, Dozell's an obvious one, isn't it? We do have Lang on the bench as well. Of course, our young right back. I did kind of want to give him a full game against Motherwell, just to see exactly, what he can do over 90 minutes. Aberdeen's taking the lead. Some goals are flying in. Now, here we go with Innes Cameron. What can he do? A little bit of magic, please. No, the rebound is going to fall there nicely for Cochrane. Partick Thistle's taking the lead against Dundee United. And Celtic is now 3-0 up. Hartford, we can't afford to drop points here early to Chelsea, can we? There at Chelsea to Celtic. It's Innes Cameron. It's off the post, was it? It was a nice little bit of play, and Innes Cameron's knocked it off the post. All right, Cameron's having a poor day. We're going to give McNeil a game. Uche's on the bench. Sorry, not on the bench, I should say. He's just resting for this one. He will start against... who's playing Motherwell? He'll start against Motherwell. Turnbull's not having a good day, so let's take him off for Dozell. He's more of a deep line advanced playmaker. Let's try him as a Mazzella. Let's try getting him forward as a Mazzella. So we've got 2 more players on the field. We've got 1 sub to make should we want or need it. I don't want to be dropping points. Look at this. We've been much better this second half. We still just can't quite find a way through, can we? So let's maybe, I wonder if we lower the tempo just ever so slightly, but attack with a little bit more width. We want to keep that transition. Do we want to counter press? Maybe we want to counter press, and let's maybe get stuck in as well. We don't have any bookings on the field. Let's try and win this thing back. Just stick a bit of pressure on them. Let's demand more. Come on, boys. We're better than this. We are definitely better than this. We're not showing it right now, are we? Here we go. Dozzle. Corner. It's there. It's the new boy. It's found its way in the back of the net. Is it going to be allowed? I think it is. The new boy. No, it's Jack Lancaster. It is a new boy. It's the other new boy, though, that's got the goal. 1-0, and we will take that. That is excellent, excellent stuff. Andre Dozzle with the corner. It comes in. It was the initial, the guy's name, Mordor. What's his name? He's whose name we cannot say. Got the initial header, but it was Lancaster then that got the final touch. Excellent stuff. So what we'll do now is we'll just basically undo everything we did. We'll slow it down, and we'll just look to see this thing out now. It's not been a classic performance for the opening day, but last year opening day, of course, we lost to Celtic. And then, of course, we went and was it Dundee United or we drew someone. It was silly points that we dropped. Now, in the end of the day, it didn't make too much of a difference because Celtic absolutely ran away with it. But we don't want to be putting ourselves in this situation early on here. We go again with the corner. Dozzle, edge of the area for Curtis Jones. He's got a little bit of space, a little bit of time. He walks it in. Oh, how has he not scored there? How has he not scored there? Let's concentrate here, boys. That was, in the end, a really, really simple chance, and he's hit it straight at the goalkeeper. Here we go again. Dozzle wasting time. Excellent stuff. We go again with Jones. This time. Jones! Oh! Just can't quite find his range there, can he? Let's hopefully see it out here. We've got 8 seconds to go. This should be it. And Mitchell heads it out. Dundee United's turned it around against Partick. Blow it up, please, referee. Please blow it up, referee. Referee. It's still headed away by Lancaster. And that, no, still not it. It's past the post. And we have stumbled our way to an opening day win against Hamilton. We've dominated the game. It's good to see that we've improved our finishing over the winter. No, summer. Over the summer, isn't it? It's got to be. There's a bit of a let-off there, boys. So there we go, we win against Hamilton. On the surface of things, Lancaster gets a debut goal, but it wasn't the sort of goal we'd want from him. It wasn't, but it was a good defensive performance. We can always cling to that. And if we look at the early league table, we have kept pace with Rangers and Celtic, and that's the important thing, isn't it? That is what we need to do. Anyway, guys, wait right there. We'll rotate against Motherwell in the Betfred Cup right now. Okay, welcome back, and the breaking news is we have signed Rhian Brewster on loan from Liverpool for the rest of the year, $9,000 a week, which is a lot of money for us, but I did say I wanted somebody to play on the right-hand side, another option there. He's a natural winger, which is exactly what we're looking for. I mean, everybody knows about Rhian Brewster, don't they? Of course, hero of the, was it under 20 World Cup win for England a few years ago now? But I think he's exactly what we're looking for. Good dribbling, crossing could be better, but we'll let that slide. He's a good finisher as well. Good determination, which I like. Physicals are fine. I just think he's a good, solid option for the right-hand side. It'll be between him and Curtis Jones, 2 Liverpool boys basically fighting out for that spot. And I think, let me know what you think in the comments, but I think he'll be a really, really good good signing for us. Excellent squad depth, because he can play a number of positions as well. He'd be fine to play on the left, can play up front. So I'm really, really happy to have him at the club. So excellent news there for us. Now let's have a look at what we're expecting here from Motherwell in the Betfred Cup second round. We are the favourites, though. It's a little bit closer than maybe we would have liked. They're in good form, but again, a lot of those are going to be the group stage of this competition. So we don't take that too much into consideration. What are we expecting now? Of course, they're a David Moyes coach team these days. We saw him come in at the end of last season. They're a balanced mentality, direct playing style. This is the formation we're expecting them to play, which is a little bit different. Certainly, that makes me a little bit nervous to not play a DM, but we're not. You'll see in a second, we're not going to do that. Definitely there's got to be a chance of getting the overlap down the wings, though, doesn't there? That's surely where they're vulnerable. We can see their positional heat map, their passing network, and, of course, their key passes. Let's have a look at the team we're sending out now. I said we were going to rotate. Oh, the other big news, actually, before we get to this, the other big news is the Champions League. We are playing Rapid Vienna. They beat Dynamo Kiev 1-0 over 2 legs, so it was a tight, tense affair. But yeah, so this is who we're playing. There's not, one player here we're looking at, or we have looked at in the past. He's on the shortlist anyway. But yeah, 1-0 over 2 legs against Dynamo Kiev. It would suggest that they're a good defensive team. But famous last words, maybe not too much going forward. There's no names there I really recognize. Stefan Schwab I recognize, but that's probably from a former version of Football Manager when he was younger, perhaps. I did used to manage Rapid Vienna way back. Way back. Yeah, so that's who we've got in the Champions League. So that's exciting. That we know who we're playing. Now, this is the team we're sending out. We're going to go with Maurice in goal. The young goalkeeper gets a debut in this one. We're going to go with Taylor, O'Connor, Proctor, and Usi Tutu. Now, the reason I'm going with Usi Tutu, Kieran Lang has annoyingly picked up an injury. It's semi-serious. He's probably out for about 3 weeks. I really wanted to give him a game. A, to help him sort of kick along, so he's going to be a star for us, but B, to see exactly what he can do for us for this year. So unfortunately, that didn't quite work out. Dozul and Dominguez in midfield, the 2 Ds, the double D in midfield. It's McDonald, it's Bukley. We're going to give him a game. I just want to, again, see what he can do against decent opposition, and Claire will go on the left. Uche goes up top. Now, remember, he's unhappy because he feels that Lancaster has been brought in to replace him. So I want to give him a game here to see what we're going to get from him before I then go and start him in the Champions League. Because if he's going to sulk and not play well, if he's going to be one of those sorts of players, then we might need to look elsewhere for our striking options in the Champions League. So here we go. It is very much an experimental team for us, this one. 2 more debutants, which is good to see. And we'll hopefully get Brewster's debut out of the way this game as well, actually, because just get debuts out of the way can sometimes be a good thing. Scott Robertson says this is for the fans. I'm going to say... what am I going to say here? All right, where the favourites go and give the fans. That didn't really work last time. Let's just go with the favourites, the top one. We have faith. That team talk. The one of the top boys. That's the one I'm going for. All right, let's get out there. And here we go. Now, of course, we do have that Champions League tie coming up midweek here. So whether I give Greg Taylor 90 minutes, I'm undecided as of yet if I want to start him in Europe, or if I want to go with Dimitri Mitchell, so the more attacking option. I probably should have seen if we were playing home or away first up. Away from home, I almost think we go with the more attacking option, Dimitri Mitchell. But we do have McIntosh on the bench, another one of our youngsters, so we might just look to hedge our bets a little bit and especially if things are going well, take Greg Taylor off. That's surely offside from Bukley. He's got a good cross in. McDonald, he's put it just past the post. Our finishing so far has not been great. Here we go, Bukley. What do you like from a set piece? Oh, I tell you what's he like from a set piece? He is magic. What a goal. Nicholas Bukley, his first for the club. It's a debut goal. And I tell you what, have we accidentally signed ourselves a little bit of a Welsh wizard here? What a free kick that is. And as I said, we just signed him as a let's see what becomes of him. And I tell you what, I like what I see. Let's give it a demand more here. If we can get a second goal, that would be a wonderful thing. Doozle with a wonderful ball for Usi Tutu. Good cross in, back post. It's Sean Clare, and Sean Clare whips in a volley. It's 2-0. First of the year for Sean Clare, and we are well and truly underway now. Love what I'm seeing here, boys. A little bit more, demands more. And they've almost earned some praise, but 2-0's not quite job done yet, is it? It's a decent ball in from Usi Tutu, but look at that finish from Sean Clare. That's a little bit of magic right there. And that is what we like to see. And now we need to concentrate here, please. Maurice, it's off the crossbar, or the post, I should say. He had that covered. And Taylor clears it into touch for the Motherwell line-out. And here comes the line-out. Come on, boys. Keep your heads. Can we win that weekend? Bukley's there. Just couldn't direct it towards a teammate, though. And Motherwell pick up the loose ball. Little bit of space. And, I tell you what, I thought that was going in the bottom corner. Just faded away at the last second and saved Maurice his clean sheet for the time being. Another ball in. McKay, and that's just over the bar as well. I'm wondering if they're just getting a little bit of better through the middle. Here we go with Bukley again. Oh, I tell you what, that's not a far away either. What's he free kick taking? He looks like Pirlo out there, 14. Doozle on a booking now. That's just something we might need to keep an eye on. We do have Hickey on the bench. I mean, I look at the depth we have in the team for this year as well. This is a completely different 11, and it's as good as anything we had last year, I think. Maybe we go with McDonald, a little bit of space for Doozle. Doozle, crushes it into the Motherwell player. And we've still got players on the bench who we would consider first-team players. Dominguez, and that's again blocked by a Motherwell player. Can we keep this highlight going? Doozle back for Proctor. Back for Taylor. It's there for Clare. Buckley. Around the corner for Taylor. In a little bit of space. Can he get across here? No, it's blocked. Dominguez picks it up against this long. It's scrappy. Buckley for McDonald. Oh, it's a wonderful ball for Ep.62 on the overlap. And the goalkeeper makes a save. But some wonderful football being played here. We're doing really, really well. We're going to praise them next time we can. Hopefully just before half-time. There we go. Look at that for a first half. Really, really happy with that. Ep.62's looking a little bit tired. I did play him in an under-23 game to get his match fitness up before, of course, Lang got injured. So that was a little bit annoying that's happened. But, it is what it is. What do we say? It's got to be an assertive, don't get complacent here, doesn't it? It has been a good performance so far. But what we don't want is to let that all slide away in the second half. We'll tell is it Doozle or Dozzle? It's probably Dozzle, isn't it? We'll tell him to avoid getting another yellow card. He looks demotivated now. I'm so sorry. Maybe red cards motivate him, apparently. So that's not a good sign. Anything else we want to do in terms of subs at halftime? I don't think so. I'm a little bit worried about Dozzle now. But we'll just wait and see. We'll give him a little bit of time here. If his match rating continues to, or gets any lower than a 6-6, we might take him off for Hickey. Because Hickey's a very good player, so we're not going to lose too much there, if anything. Here we go, McDonald. It's not the best pass, but Buckley picks it up. It's a stunning ball down the line. How's he pulled that off? It's there. It's headed away, though. It's still picked up there with Dominguez. Again for Ep.62. There it is. Can he find Uche in the middle? We haven't seen anything of Uche so far. It's Sean Clare, and Sean Clare gets his second of the game. Ep.62 gets his second assist. Is Ep.62 to Clare going to be this season's Mitchell to Uche, I wonder? Let's give it a demand more. It's a stunning start to the second half. And yeah, it's just happy days all around. Now, what we might look to do here is I might look to take at 3-0, take Greg Taylor off, and we'll bring on young McIntosh. It's a good opportunity to give him some first-team football, and it's a good opportunity, obviously, as well, to rest Taylor, just in case we do decide we want to play him in Europe midweek. We want to give Brewster a game here as well, if we can. Let's give that just a little bit more time, though. I'm looking at Buckley's fatigue there is a little bit low. What we could do is we could move McDonald inside and play Brewster down the right. And I think that might be the sensible thing to do here. Here we go with Clare. What a game he's had. Ep.62 for McDonald. What's he going to do? He's got 2-2 on the overlap again. It's a good ball in. It's Uche! And Uche can't quite find the back of the net. The big question I'm getting from this, now we didn't see too much from Cameron in the first game either, but do we go with an unhappy Uche in Europe next episode, or do we stick with Innes Cameron, or do we go with Colin McNeil, who's done the job whenever we've played him? Is he sort of going to come up on the rails and end up passing Innes Cameron and just be the replacement for Uche, if indeed Uche needs replacing? Maurice, that's a good boy. He's looked okay, Maurice, hasn't he? He's looked good when we've gone back to him. He hasn't had too much to do, but, he's kept a clean sheet. Good header there by by O'Connor. Here we go with Ep.62. Another ball in towards the box. McIntosh is there. Can he pull it back? He goes himself. Oh, hey, the youngster gets his first for the club. Kenny McIntosh. Excellent stuff. And it's 4-0 at this point. David Moyes it might be time to retire from football, mate. We'll give him some praise, and yeah, I mean this is second string, bordering on third string in some positions. Now, a decent save from the keeper, first time of asking. Straight back to McIntosh though, and he made no mistake there whatsoever. Ep.62 looks a little bit tired. We don't really have another option there. I think it might be time now to give Brewster a debut. We will do what I said there, I think. I'm looking at 2-2 and his match fitness levels, and it's not great. But yeah, as I said, I don't really have anybody on the field that can play there. Unfortunately, I want Johnson fresh for Europe, so I'm not going to do that. I'm wondering if there's anything else we can do. I don't necessarily think there is. We'll give him some praise. We'll take Doozle off. I'm just a little bit nervous about that booking. So we'll do that. That just gets the booking off the field. But at 4-0, this has been much, much better, hasn't it? We weren't the best against against Hamilton. But the second stringers have come out and put on an absolute display here. And that's us into the hat for the next round. I think the next round might even just be the quarterfinals, to be honest. But there we go. A good, solid away performance, no less. Buckley's looked an absolute star. Claire's had a good game. Usi Tutu's looked amazing as well. And I tell you what, for a third choice right back, that's not bad either. You know what I'm going to say, though? I think I'm going to say don't get complacent, because next up, it's a massive game in Europe. So there we go. We win the second round. A dominant win. Now, the big question that has posed me, just thinking as it processed there, on the left, do we now go with Sean Clare or Lancaster in Europe? I'm almost wondering if we need to stick with Sean Clare, if he's the man in form. Lancaster did get a goal as well, albeit the scrappiest thing we'll see this season, but it was a goal nonetheless. So let me know what you think in the comments. Who do we play on the left? Questions. Good problems to have, isn't it? I think that's manager speak, isn't it, for when you have too many good players. Now, we are away from home in the first leg, so I do think that's probably Dimitri Mitchell territory, isn't it? Try and get him bombing forward. But that's all for next time, guys. Until then, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed that, please do hit thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments. Of course, where you think we'll finish this year. The signing of Rhian Brewster. Everything. Just give me your feedback, boys. How you think we'll do. Don't forget to subscribe, of course, if you're new as well. But until next time, guys, where we challenge, we'll do a double header of Rapid Vienna. See if we can get ourselves into the next round. One tie away from Champions League group stage football. But until then, guys, I've been Aussie. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your weekend. Take care.